I did notice, in our packet, we have, if we pass this today, then the city will need to pass their version.
I'm taking it to them on Tuesday of next week.
Okay, Tuesday of next week. And I was reading through the language, and basically the resolution, one is titled to them, one is titled to us. And so basically it has us both collectively, agreeing or disagreeing, if it passes, of course, and then the mayor and I signing it. And now go ahead, I think we'll work it again.
I think so.
So I'm requesting a resolution imposing a 100-day moratorium on the acceptance, processing, and approval of applications for the development of data centers of any size and supporting buildings or structures in all data center storage facilities and their jurisdiction of Spencer County Fiscal Court.
To continue on, this resolution that we're presenting, whereas data centers have been emerging throughout the United States and Commonwealth of Kentucky due to the expansion of artificial intelligence technology, and whereas data centers, while contributing to economic development, also have significant impacts on infrastructure, energy consumption, land use, and environmental sustainability, and whereas the current regulations do not adequately address the unique characteristics, demand, and potential cumulative effects on data centers, and whereas the Spencer County Fiscal Court and the City of Taylorsville find it necessary to evaluate existing policies, infrastructure capacity, and long-term planning objectives regarding data centers, and whereas amendments to those regulations will take time to adequately develop to meet the needs of our community and potential site development for data centers, and whereas Fiscal Court and City have the power to impose a temporary moratorium to protect the public health, safety, and welfare. So basically, what this is saying is that we need more time to evaluate how this will affect our community, how it will affect our utilities, infrastructure, to get folks' opinions on it. I know several counties are doing this exact same act. I want to thank my friends up in Trimble County. I think that what I read is we kind of used some of what they had to put this together. This is not saying that we are saying no. This is saying we want to slow down and see how it's going to affect us and to get input. So this is just 180 days. When the 180 days are up, if we are not at our goal as far as where we want to be with the regulations, we can extend this. And so this is just slowing down until we learn about what we want. So I will open the floor to the court for discussions.
I think that's all on the news for a lot of counties were doing this, but they were doing it for a year.
Yeah.
The only reason why
We can extend it.
things move slow, so.
Well, we can extend it, we can extend it without a problem.
I'll make a motion that we approve the 180-day moratorium.
Second.
All right, we have a motion by Jim, seconded by Zach, to approve the resolution of the 180-day moratorium on data centers. Any discussion? Any more discussion? If you read the minutes of the zoning meeting, one of the members, he'll give his opinion on there's a lot of pluses, but then there's a lot of, the biggest plus is that it should generate a lot of property tax revenue that would probably take some heat off of others' property taxes. And because of the way that property taxes are structured, when you have growth, the growth picks up a lot of the extra, and then existing ones that aren't reassessed could actually go down with it because only a certain amount of property tax can be collected. So, but then the negatives are, what's it going to look like? A lot of the fear is the giant size of some of them, and then some of them are as small as a few acres, and they're in a building that just looks like a building, nothing else. The ones that are larger, some of them are building their own electric generation. Providing their own electric instead of getting it off of the grid. So And then there's also the recycling the same water to keep the things cool. So, but we need to learn all that stuff. So I hope this will pass. Any other discussions? All right, Madam Clerk, if you would call the roll, please.
Squire Stump,
Yes.
Squire Harris,
Yes.
Squire Eldridge,
Yes.
Judge Travis,
Yes.
Squire Travis.
Yes.
Squire Cotton.
Yes.
All right, passes 6-0, so this will be put into play, and I will sign this, and then you can take it to the city.
Thank you.
Any other questions for Ashley? Good work, y'all. All right, next, Steve, you're up. Appreciate you coming, representing the Christmas on Main and others.
Yes, Cindy said unfortunately she couldn't make it, prior things, but she wanted to get this out to you all. So I'm speaking on behalf of Sandy Clevenger. Her statement says, I have reached out to several people in an effort to find someone to take over coordinating Christmas on me. But so far, I have been unsuccessful because of that. I am in the process of reorganizing the event by dividing the responsibilities into smaller pieces and asking different groups to take on just one section. My hope is that the coordination will seem less overwhelming when the workload is shared. That the County Extension Office is recruiting help from the Homemakers Club and 4-H. Leslie Slaughter's leadership group at the high school has agreed to take on a good portion of the work. The mayor and her hot chocolate gang will continue their tradition of warming the crowd before the parade. The tech department has agreed to decorate the stage. Assistant Superintendent Steve Worker will once again serve as our cook, cranking out hot dogs for attendees. The SCHS choir has agreed to carol while families wait in line to visit Santa. And she will take care of Christmas trees, and Cameron Chester will be responsible for staging the parade. We still need additional volunteers and organizations willing to take on a portion of the work, and we welcome any suggestions. For your reference, documented expenses for the 2025 Christmas on Main event totaled $8,431.50. And it was all free to the community. Fiscal Court has been our presenting sponsor for the past 3 years and has been instrumental in making this event such a success. We are hopeful that you will be able to continue that tradition and support Christmas on Main again this year. Thank you all for all you have done to help make this event possible. That's everything for Christmas on Main. If there's any questions or anything on that?
Well, I know in the past, I think we have all really loved and wanted to support this event. And I know a lot of times it'll be a little later, because I know Sandy has came and like, I need X 27, she'll have an exact figure. I need 2,700 to reach her goal, or we'll do 2,700. But kind of going from last year, it looks like they received a little shy of $5,000 from sponsors. And the budget estimation is $7,786 this year. I mean, I feel like we could easily agree today to contribute $3,000. And then if the sponsorships and all come up short, I mean, we have a community events line that we've only deducted $8,000, I believe, for Oktoberfest. So there is money in that community event line if we wanted to do $3,000. That's just a thought I had for a start.
What did we get last year?
I want to say
You
some
said
shy.
4,000. It was like about 4,000.
Was it?
Yeah, just about.
We'll get to there. Valerie and I, we're working on getting those numbers lined up. Or spit it out like that, but anyway. I'll make a motion that we donate $3,000 to Christmas on Main.
Second.
All right, motion by myself, second by Dan, to approve a donation of $3,000 to Christmas on Main. Any discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion passes. You have any from the chamber?
Yes.
Okay, good. We don't have anything in my packet from
I,
information, so go ahead.
I've been working 12-hour shifts and haven't been able to.
Okay.
So right now I'm on an hour and a half sleep.
Okay.
But I do have one that I can leave with you all to make a copy of what I have. So I brought in a presentation for our mid-year review. We have turned from a negative to a positive. So the chamber has improved from a Q1 net loss of $4,672.62 to a Q2 net gain of $11,279.62, resulting in positive year-to-date net income of $3,004.43. Our recurring revenue totaled $35,962.75 through June. Some of the key points, we have a positive year-to-date thanks to a strong second quarter. Membership investments remain strong. The numbers are lower than we had expected. Right now, we're at 191 members, and I'm learning the system, so that's how I'm making members inactive who are not rejoining or gone out of business. But the difference in that is the lower tiers that I've had, I've recovered with higher tier people where they come in at the 3,000 sponsorship or the $1,500 sponsorship. And the partnership between fiscal court, chamber leadership, and community stakeholders continues to strengthen. And our focus remains on economic development, tourism workforce opportunities, and quality of life improvements. So we did have our golf scramble last month. Our final numbers, or last week, our final numbers aren't in yet, but I believe we had close to a $10,000 profit from that, mainly due to sponsorship because we didn't have a great team turnout, but that lack of teams kind of helped our expenses. We didn't have to pay the final payment at the club because we didn't have enough people to cover that. So I am working on some new plans for next year. Right now, I'm trying to get an expense report for the chamber. I'm looking to rejuvenate the dance celebration that we had about 3 years ago. So right now, I'm in the middle of working with, tomorrow I have a meeting with the Army Corps to find out all the permits I need, and then meeting with everybody else I need to, and try to put on the celebration next year in June. We do have issues with that back wall still. We're trying to get somebody to come in. We've got quotes from anywhere from $11,000 to about $43,000, depending on, they don't know what's going to be that wall.
Well, we did put Chamber of Commerce in our budget line, and when we'll wait for a request. If you guys need it, I mean, we've got places we can put it, but we do have that in the budget line, so we do see a lot of value in the chamber, as has past courts. So, good work.
And we have been working a lot more with other organizations. We did a couple of ribbon cuttings with Main Street, and they just had Girlfriend's Day at there, so we're hoping to bring that community action back together.
And the chamber is one of the more busier places in town, because there's a bunch of cars there every evening. I know something's going down, which is good. There's a lot of cars usually at the funeral home, which is sad, but the chamber having a lot of cars, and then events on Main usually has a lot of cars, some of the businesses, after hours that are open. So we're getting there. And then Taylorsville is having their events. They're trying to have events on Saturdays that it hadn't been raining. We're optimistic of the future. We'll just keep working.
Yeah, I'm trying my best. I'm working on some bigger sponsors, trying to see if I can bring them to join the chamber, look for any business that needs some help. And I'm trying to, in the long run, I'm trying to make that an innovation hub again, so we can work together with the community and bring stuff to Main Street, to town.
And of course, Main Street has that state grant to beautify, and then the Stidger House has that grant to rebuild, so lots of things are happening. Does anyone have any questions for Steve, for the chamber, or for Christmas on Main? All right,
All right.
thank
for
you,
your
Steve.
time.
Thank you very much. Good report. Valerie, we have on our, agenda, we'll probably have a treasurer's report, at each meeting. She'll have a few things to cover, sometimes maybe not at all. But, she is open for any questions that you have, of course, about anything in our office and budgetary type things. So I'll turn the floor over to you.
We have, just wanted to bring to attention, we have 3 employees coming up on their 90-day probationary period. Aaron Hudson, a paramedic, on 7/31/26. Roger Taylor, jailer, on 8/12. Under the jailer, I'm sorry. 8/7/26, and Emma Dawson, 8/19/26. And they have all been approved by their supervisors to go to be hired.
So this is something that we, that's in our policy that we want to make sure we're following. So we will bring these employees to you all, and then we'll record this page in minutes to say that they have met their will be meeting their qualifications. I know a couple of them are in advance. The 8/19 one is actually a day or two after our next meeting. But, that one's coming up, so,
The one that has passed, you want to go to approve?
I would like to, yes.
I'll make a motion that we approve hiring of Aaron Hudson, paramedic, full-time.
Paramedic for EMS. She's part-time, yeah. Sorry, that was her department.
It's just a probationary period.
Yeah, okay. All right,
Hire part-time permanently, I guess. That's our, that we're voting to approve the probation that ended, I guess.
yeah.
Um,
All right, is there a second?
Second.
All right, we have a motion by Zach, second by Mike, to approve of Erin Hudson, that she has completed her probationary employment period. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion passes. And anything else, Valerie? Okay. Go ahead, Dan.
So I just had some training and there was a lot of discussion on there from different counties about the county employee retirement system.
Okay.
It's something that, I mean, I know we just had an audit. I guess we're good on all that.
Well, it's, we haven't completed, so that'll happen any day, I guess. We always have an exit, discussion. So I haven't been part of that yet, so I guess they're wrapping it up. But I will say it is a big job, as Valerie can tell you. Learning the county's, retirement system, cause it's not the same for everybody. You have, the sheriff and EMS, have different hours, and then you have hazardous and so forth, so.
That seemed to be one of the biggest problems. One thing they suggested is that, in your financial reports every month, you put what you owe the retirement system, what you pay the retirement system. So that you have more oversight over that.
If you would, Valerie, make a note of that, and we'll look into that. And that's something we can do. We could list it in the, like at the invoices, bills, and transfers as an information piece. All right? All right, in your book, that was page 52 that Valerie just did, that had, what actually we just took on page 53 through about,
50,000.
well, even farther, is the final report of 2025, 2026. It's in your packet there, and, we have acknowledged it in the past. I would like to, get a motion that we accept it and include it in the minutes.
Motion to accept the treasurer's report.
Second. All right, have a motion by Mike, seconded by Zach, to accept the treasurer's report, which is the, final statement of 25, 26. And like I said, it's in your packet, and we'll have it in the minutes, put in. And, any discussion on it? You know, the latter part is basically every vendor that we have paid funds to. And keep in mind, there's a road fund, the jail fund, and the general fund. There's the three main ones. But all the vendors are in there, all the revenues are in there. So, any other discussion? All right, hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion passes. Under old business, on page 77 at the bottom, of course, Valerie is our treasurer now. Sherry Patrick that resigned, yeah, question, I'm sorry, that resigned as treasurer, did work just a few days in July helping Valerie out. And they were working the other day, and I asked if we did need her just as needed for the next little bit, would she be interested? And she said she would. So I don't know that we'll ever possibly need her, but if we do, she is very beneficial helping Valerie, and because there's a lot to learn. Karen has been such a blessing in our office, Karen Clark, for all her years of experience. Whenever we need a go-to, she's our go-to for information. And when without possibly Sherry filling in to where we'll take Karen away off of our other duties, and again, she's just part-time. And it's really worked better. It's really worked good, actually. I feel like we're back to normal from where we were the last 3 years as far as getting things done. But I'd just like to, if with y'all's approval, that Sherry would just be as needed if the treasurer had questions, and she's agreed to that. And it would be the same pay. And I told Sherry, anytime you want to quit, you throw your hands up and say, I'm done. And she said, I love being my grandma role.
Motion to approve.
Second. Have a motion by Zach, second by Dan, to approve keeping Sherry Patrick on as part-time, just as needed, to assist the treasurer. Any discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion passes. Item number 2, we will discuss later in the meeting. Now we have new business, Robert, EMS. And that didn't get in our book, whatever you had. It wasn't in my book.
I got it on page 6 or 81, I think.
No. That's the same thing that Valerie just did. Or it is in my book.
Mm-hmm.
We ain't got your stuff.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Oh, it is.
With on a run with it meeting, we've done some interviews, and we want to hire Mark Dubois, who's an advanced EMT, to fill that 12-hour full-time slot at the there. It's a very good spot.
I got that. Is you Brown's other one?
Yeah.
You got that one?
Page 81?
On page 81, something.
81 is right.
Yeah, that's what I'm on.
I got Roger Taylor.
Motion to approve pending all hiring requirements.
All right, there a second?
Second.
Have a motion by Zach, second by Mike, to approve Mark
Fuqua,
Fuqua, for
full-time, 12-hour unit.
full-time 12-hour unit at 21 an hour pending all hiring requirements. Any discussion?
Did he work for us before?
No, he is a retiree for about 6 to 8 months ago from Global Medical EMS. He retired from them, and he's wanting to come back to work. So he came to us.
All right, any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion passes. Anything else?
And then the other one is Mackenzie Brown. She's an advanced EMT. We're want to hire her on part-time at $17 an hour.
I'll make a motion to approve the hiring of Mackenzie Brown for the position of advanced EMT, part-time, at a rate of $17.10 an hour, pending that the pre-employment requirements are met.
Second.
All right, motion by Mike, second by Zach, to approve this hiring, pending all hiring requirements are met. Any discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion passes. That's all we got. All right, thank you, Robert. Next in your book is, page 82 at the bottom, the flex funds. If y'all recall, every year, these funds come from the transportation cabinet, which there's a letter there kind of backing it up from Larry Cheney on page 83. We have, 115,978 this year, but we had a carryover from last year of 10,921, so we got 126,899. So we, charged Todd and the road department to come up with some roads that, basically the worst roads they could come up with. And, so they went out, and there's 7 on this list. Part of them are short pulls. As you can see, some of them, Dryden Road and Athens Road is a pretty good pull. But nonetheless, we do have 7 roads on here. We can change this, and that's why I'm bringing it to everyone's attention.
Motion to approve.
Okay.
Have a motion by Zach, second by Jim, to approve the presented flex fund, program roads, which is Dryden Road, Athens Road, part of Osterosser Road, Running Creek Court, part of Mitchell Court, Tyler Court, Ross Court. Any discussion?
Will that be done this fall?
Yes, better be. They have our LARC list that has 400 some thousand worth of paving, and then this should be added to it. Of course, we gotta go through the process, and then the state has to tell you yes, and we're getting closer and closer to that, so they should be done this fall. And I looked at some of these yesterday, that Running Creek Court, I know that was one that I was on. Osterosser is right out on the very beginning, which is kind of junky there, right on off the new road. Hadn't been up to Dryden for a bit, but, of course, Athens Road, I had been up it, not lately, but getting out of shape.
I was just up on Roberts Road.
Okay.
That's a FEMA project.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Where the road's closed, yes. Yeah, we are, and what we may do on it even is go with that emergency bridge program where you can get 100,000. And we're looking about how to fix it the best, the quickest, the cheapest. And I know that's that's a tall order, but you can try. We were looking at, we have kind of concluded that there's so much velocity of that water for it to pick up that blacktop and put a log under it. A pipe probably can't handle a big enough pipe. I mean, you can have a 12-foot pipe and not handle it. So it's gonna need more clearance than that probably with the velocity when it comes down through there. So, so we're looking at, they make precast culverts. I don't know what they're expensive.
Moving pot store.
You can get, sizes, they come in and you set them on a crane. And then they have, the state has used those aluminum ones I know they used them up Plum Creek. Some of those are part of the quick part of it. So, but the good news on Roberts is you can go the other way and get out, you're not trapped. The bad news is if you live right past it and you gotta drive twice. I know it's not very convenient. But, yeah, that is they got done basically, on Dustin Creek. And, I looked at it yesterday and it looks good. They've got signs up where it's fallen, where the road is afraid we're gonna collapse. And then they added probably 10 feet on this side. And then they're going to blacktop that this fall. They'll pull all the way across the concrete and the existing road. So it'll all have a new surface on it. And the cost to do that is included in the $100,000 project that we did with the aid on, the state aid. So that was wrapping up. So, all right, any other discussion on roads? All right, so we have a motion on the floor about approving flex. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion passes. Next, on page 87 at the bottom, it's time to set the tax rates. And basically, to kind of get the ball rolling, we have been growing. We have grown about 10% in the last 4 years in our county as far as valuations. This year, the valuations are up about 119 million, give or take, just a little bit. Last year, we were up, I think, 100-some million. The year prior, we were up 90-some million. I've got all those documents on the wall in my office if anybody wants to see them. But, so that comes to us, and the compensating rate, which is lower of the rates, it does not require a public hearing. Any of that is down to 6.1. I think right now we're 6.2. But with the reassessments and the growth of our county, our compensated rate is 6.1. And since we have been taking the compensating rate, that would be my recommendation if you choose to go that route.
Motion to approve the compensating rate of 6.1 cents per $100 in assessed value.
Have a motion by Zach, second by Jim, to approve the county's tax rate at 6.1 cents, which is the compensating rate. Any discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion passes. Now, the personal property, motor vehicle, watercraft, look on page 92, the 6.2 will apply to those. I guess if you take the 6.1, so I guess on page 93, those numbers, the more you read them, the more confusing they get.
Well, I think the way it reads is if we choose to set it at 6.1 maximum, we can set it at 6.2.
Or we could leave the personal motor vehicle and watercraft. I don't know if we can leave them the same or.
What is it now?
I'm not certain. It's on the paper here.
Well, I make a motion and we set the real property's tax rate at 6.1 cents.
Yeah, we passed that. Yeah.
All
I think we're
right.
talking about water.
And when I said that, when I'm reading this, we can set this at 6.12, the personal property.
Well, and then when I know in the past, we have set, like 6.1, last year 6.2, I think it was 6.8 when we took office. We cut it down, and, I don't know, well, a lot, and then these others are tied into it, so. That might be all we need to do, so. If we need to do, we've got 45 days to do it, so we don't have to do it today.
Shows you on the top, if you don't take any action, it will set.
We think we can set it at 6.1, if we're not, we'll bring it back. That's my motion.
Motion is, yeah, real is 6.1.
Yeah, if we had set the real and left the real alone at 6.2, then we would have put this at 6.2. The way it reads.
Yeah. We have 45 days to set.
I'm gonna just bring it up at the next.
Yeah, we bring it up at the next meeting if anything is needed to be done. It's only 2 weeks. So, but we'll set the main rate at 6.1. We got it done.
Okay.
We voted, didn't we? Okay. All right.
What we can do with this motion, his motion.
It died.
Yeah, it didn't happen. All right, next item under new business, corn main quote, on page 96 at the bottom.
I'd like to pass on this until we get more bids from others.
Okay,
Instead of just accepting the one bid that was given to us.
I also found that, didn't we approve corn maintenance or,
I mean, I was thinking that we did.
Didn't
I'm pretty certain we did, but I'm not gonna say how. It's not that good, but when we did like the rock and everything, I think those are the ones.
I think that's right.
You know, when they approved it. Where I've been, we've had multiple suppliers that says can't. I think they approved that.
I mean, we can hold off or we can do it.
I don't remember what we did.
Well, what is all this? We need these just in stock or for a project or what?
Well, a lot of these are, we're gonna put them under on some of these, well, most of these FEMA projects.
Yeah.
And then some of them are even gonna go in on roads that we're gonna blacktop. So we need to kinda like get them in, get them done, before they come blacktop. I do know like on, well, I think even on Delta Road, they're gonna change a few of them. But,
All right, what's what we need?
I think we need them, yes.
Motion to approve $14,819.60.
Second.
All right, have a motion by Will, second by Zach, to approve, 14,819.60 to buy pipe from Core Main. Any other discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion passes. All right. That concludes, that part of the meeting. I make a motion that we go into executive session at KRS 61-810C, discussions of proposed pending litigation on behalf of the public agency, and also KRS 61-810F, discussions or hearings which might lead to appointment, discipline, or dismissal of an individual employee. Second?
Second.
All right, motion by myself, second by Dan. This is neither debatable nor amendable. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion passes. Thank you all for attending.